Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. This one is here for the gluttonous, for the EDC heads, the folks that like to collect stuff, the people that have quite a bit of things in their collection. A lot of times I talk about minimalism. I try to carry the same load out for 6 months at a time. I'm always getting sent new gear, and I thought to myself, let me actually tell you how to rotate your EDC gear. Feel good about making all these purchases and not just being that super practical guy all of the time. So everyday carry, EDC for short. It's a hobby, it's a practical thing. Why would you even want to rotate your EDC? Why am I now advocating for it? I'm not. I'm just telling you that if you are that person, you feel a little bit bad because you're always eyeing new gear, buying new gear. Let's talk about how to actually rotate your gear and a couple of reasons to make you feel good about making all these purchases. First off, why rotate your gear? There are key reasons to rotate your gear: adaptability, preventative maintenance, and usefulness and simple joy, or things that bring you pleasure. First, our daily lives are not really static. Sometimes they could be static. You work from home, you got the same job or whatever. But maybe you're going on a camping trip, maybe you're going hunting, maybe you have a DIY project around the house for a couple of weeks, for a couple of days, that requires for you to carry a different loadout. Rotate your everyday carry, rotate that knife, rotate in a multi-tool, not carry a knife, bring in a more powerful flashlight. That's the first reason to rotate your EDC, adaptability. You never know when you need to adapt to a specific situation. Hell, you might even start a new job that requires you to carry a different type of EDC. For instance, you become an over-the-road truck driver. Legally, you may not be allowed to CCW a weapon anymore. Maybe you need to carry a baseball bat now, or maybe it's illegal for you to carry a pocket knife. You want to get a bigger knife. Whatever, maybe you need a better set of headphones. That's the first reason. Adaptability makes a ton of sense. The second reason I think is pretty easy: preventative maintenance. So I saw a post the other day from Streamlight, the flashlight company, and they were so proud of a user who posted his Streamlight micro stream. It had been in his pocket for 5 years every single day, been getting used at the beach and for his everyday job and looking for stuff under the couch and just all sorts of stuff. It looked so worn and torn, and the O-rings were all missing and jacked up. Sometimes you rotate your gear for preventative maintenance. That gives you the opportunity to inspect the gear that you've been using a lot and swap it out with something else. Maybe you do have a static type of life, so you don't need to swap it out for adaptability, but for preventative maintenance reasons, you need to do that. You're a mechanic. Every day you're always around the same type of chemicals, but you use a pocket knife to open up this or cut hoses or whatever. And you do rotate your knife, you do rotate your gear for the sake of ensuring that you have preventative maintenance on those key items. Now you can inspect it, do light maintenance on those items, send it in for repair. Adaptability is the number one, but number two, preventative maintenance gives you a reason to rotate your EDC and buy more crap. The next one is spark joy or usefulness, or things that bring you joy. A lot of times I talk about within everyday carry, if that piece of item no longer brings you joy, if you pick up that item, you look at it and it no longer brings you joy, get rid of it. I'm not going to get rid of this Zippo because I like it a lot. It brings me joy. But sometimes in your EDC, it's that simple. You rotate your gear because it brings you joy. There are some cars going on over my head right now in a rotation. A lot of those use more resources than other cars. They're gas guzzlers. They burn more rubber on tires than other vehicles, but they bring people joy. Getting from A to B is probably not required with some of the hot rods that are over my shoulder right now, but people buy them for a particular reason. Same thing with everyday carry. If it brings you joy, that may be another reason to rotate it in your EDC. Maybe you have a knife or a multi-tool or something you carry on the weekends. You're going out with your buddies, bar hopping. Any knife would do. But you decide, you know what, I want a CEO type of knife. I want a big old knife that's colorful. It's a talking piece, or it has a specific type of a blade steel or a handle material, composite material, something that brings you joy, and it's a good talking piece. It's the same concept with my cigar cutters. I can use the 99-cent ones from Amazon, but I have one that cost me over 300 bucks because it brings me joy. So doing that will keep your EDC enjoyable. It will keep it interesting. If this is a hobby for you, it's less likely that you rotate out of this hobby and that you continue to do it. I know I'm advocating for something, but that's why you would rotate your EDC. Let's talk about how to rotate your EDC. Now, I've talked about why you would want to rotate your EDC. Let's talk about how to rotate your EDC, how to actually do it. First things first, get an eye on everything that you have. Everything stored in the bag, dump it all out on the table, on the deck or whatever. Get an entire look at everything that you had. See things that are unused, things that are not useful, things that would never get rotated. And now you know, because you visually have inspected your whole loadout, everything that you had, things that would never get rotated into the pocket, to the bag, to the vehicle, whatever the case may be. Not only looking at those unused items, you're also looking at redundancies. I own several Benchmade bug outs. In theory, I don't rotate all of them in my EDC. I probably could sell some, give some away. Second thing you have to do is categorize and consider. Put everything that's in the same area, categorize those together. It pretty much goes without being said. Knives go together, pens go together, multi-tool go together. Now that they're all in their own respective groups, think about how you would rotate each into your EDC. Are you going camping? This is the knife for that. And you're gonna be going hunting. This is the multi-tool for that. Are you gonna be doing tons of writing for whatever reason for the next couple of weeks? Here's the pen for that. But if it's not categorized, if they're not all captured in the same category, it's gonna be really hard to do that. That also lets you make decisions for if there are multiple knives that fit that category. So if you're going camping, for the instance, you got multiple knives that may work for that. Do you want something lighter weight? Do you want something heavy duty? Do you want something you can easily spot if you drop it in plush greenery? So you want to bring something that has a specific color, scales or something like that. So now you can even weed out more things that bring you joy. Now, if you have an everyday consistency and you're doing stuff around the house a lot, you can even use these same considerations. Next thing, when it comes to how to rotate your EDC, consider a rotation schedule. Now, there's not a one size fit all for this. For me, I'm trying to rotate my main EDC every 6 months. Maybe you do it weekly. Maybe you have specific bags that you just rotate out. So you have like a pouch for this that you just rotate out every week, and that whole pouch has an entire loadout. Maybe you rotate it out monthly. It's not a perfect fit for everyone. It's gonna depend on your lifestyle, but now that you've figured out what fits where, you can figure out a rotation schedule. Finally, keep a backup stash just in case some stuff would happen. You don't ever want to be caught off guard. You're always rotating your EDC. What if you rotate for a specific use case and that kit doesn't have something that you need? This might be an opportunity to actually have a backup stash. Even though I just took a shit all over having backup knives the other week, this video is just for thoughts, okay? I'm probably not gonna adhere to it, but I'm trying to make you feel good if you are that guy that wants to rotate your loadout even more. Essential items should be, make sure that you're never caught off guard without them. So maybe you don't carry 2 knives on you, but maybe you keep one in your armrest. So if you fail to rotate out a knife that has serrations, you have one that's ready to rock and roll. Your backup EDC kit also doesn't have to have redundancies. It could also have backups of items such as battery banks, small first aid kits, or a fixed blade knife versus a folding knife. Whatever is gonna work out for you. A backup might be something that helps out, that supplements your rotation. EDC rotation is not a requirement. This was hard for me to even think of some of this shit to come up when it comes to rotating your EDC, but I know some folks find this as a hobby. They like doing this type of stuff. You don't always want to hear that minimalism talk. So let's just help you with the maximalism, actually how to use your stuff and not be a gluttonous fool. I think the easiest thing is by adapting your EDC, making them tools, adapting them to situations that you're gonna occur every day or every week. Then it becomes easier to rotate out and even make more purchases within everyday carry, even though you absolutely don't need to. But if you have your own tips when it comes to EDC rotation, making those purchases, put those comments down below. I would love to know those. Hit the like button as well on this video. I would love to have that. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. Join the battalion. We would love to have you. If this is not your first time stopping by, join the Discord, link in the description. Thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.